All right. Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome us to today's live session, and I want to officially welcome us to the Emergence show with Ruth Omega. So, I'm going to briefly be explaining what the Emergence show is. All right, this live session is supposed to kick off by 8:30. I apologize that we're a bit late. And for those who will be joining us, you're welcome to today's live session. And for the records, not all of the days will be live for some reasons, because not everybody will be able to be joining in for live sessions. So we'll do some recording at some points, and at some other points, we will go live when necessary. The most important thing is that we are getting the information that we need to get. So, once again, welcome to today's live session. All right, so like I said, I am officially introducing to us the Emergence show. The Emergence show with Ruth Omega. Now, this show is a show that is centered on helping both young people and professionals gain clarity to life, to what they do, all right? Build confidence, gain visibility, and improve their income stream for those of them who are already working. So, the essence of this show is to help us understand where we are, where we want to be, and how to get there, both in our career and in our personal lives. Now, this show is going to be organized, or should I say, it's cut into two broad categories, like I explained in the other video that I put out. So we're going to be having two categories of persons we'll be attending to via this platform or via this show. The first category of persons are our school leavers, our young people, okay? And these categories of persons include our school leavers, those that are just rounding up secondary school. We also have our core members. We also have our undergraduates. These are the persons that are in this category. A lot of them here needs clarity to life. Some of them are just trying to transition into the next phase of their life. So this show or this program is here to help them gain clarity to the right direction, decision for their transition. Okay, so we're reaching out to such persons and wanting to know, okay, what point are you in your life right now? You're just done with secondary school. What is the next thing to do? What's the next step to take? And we're here to help hold your hands and guide you through. And the second category of persons this show is centered on reaching out to are our professionals. And people under this category are business owners, our founders, our entrepreneurs, and of course, our young professionals and career persons. All right, so we're reaching out to them via this platform to know, okay, where are you in your career? Are you stuck? Okay. Where are you currently in your career? Are you stuck? Do you have issues with clarity about what you want to do? Because some of them are done with school. Okay, they are already working. They are career persons. Some of them are they are into businesses. They're already doing something, but really do not have clarity. So, what are you struggling with? Is it clarity? Is it confidence in your messaging? Or is it visibility? Are you scared of being seen, heard, or known? Is it visibility? Or is it monetizing your skill? Oh, I know a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a career person, but I don't earn more. I am not financially stable. This is why the show is being organized. We want to know where you are and how we can help you get to where you should be. All right, so these are the two categories of persons we'll be reaching out to. And the first category of persons, like I explained, is called the Foundation Series. Okay, These persons are just starting off life. While the second are the authority series. So when you hear the foundation series, just know I'm talking about young people, school leavers, core members, undergraduates. And when you hear the authority series, know I am directly referring to the young professionals, career persons, and founders. Okay, so you can know what category you fall under and what information suits you. So very quickly today, like I explained in the show, every Thursday by 8 o'clock is for the authority series. Those are that particular day of the week. Every Thursday 8 o'clock Nigerian time is for our professionals. That's the day for their own session. All right. So every Thursday, that's the day for their session, while every Sunday, 8:30 is for our young people. So today's Sunday, and I'm happy to welcome you all. So even though you're not here, or you're here, you're not a young person, you're not a core member, you're not an undergraduate, you're not a school leaver, you could be a mom, all right? You could be an uncle. This information can still help your son, your daughter, your sister, your neighbor, your cousin, your nephew, your niece, all right, who is going to be having this issue. Okay, so let's dive into it. So, for the purpose of the show, we'll be considering a very important topic for our young people. A very important topic. In fact, in my dealings with young people in sessions I've had with them, consultation sessions and counseling sessions, I have known that this has really been an issue. It has really been an issue, and that's the issue of how to choose a career path. I think last year, towards the end of last year, I had an academic seminar with some young people, and it was virtual, and I was called upon to speak. I was called upon to speak on life after school. What next? Okay. And after the session, we had a couple of questions coming from these young persons that just graduated from secondary school. And when you hear them talk, you realize that a lot of them are confused, really confused of what to do next. In fact, some of them, if not given urgent attention, can be stalked. Because when it gets to the point where pressure sets in and there is no clarity, there are lots of errors to contain. And that's the truth. Now, some of us, while growing up, we really didn't get the opportunity. We didn't get the audience. We didn't get persons coming to talk to us about things like this that are, you can actually get it right. You can actually choose right. All right? You can actually make the right decision before entering into the university as a school leaver. All right, you can actually get it right as an undergraduate before graduation. You can actually get it right as a core member before the end of your service year. Some of us didn't really get all of this information, and some of us had to learn from our mistakes. But thank gracious that this information, this message is coming to us, especially you. Yes, you that is just leaving secondary school. I think it's coming to you quite in time. And I trust God is going to benefit you and help you. Now, what are we going to be considering today? Very quickly, we'll be looking at how to choose a career path. This question has come to me a couple of times. In fact, I had to do a one-on-one session with some of those persons to understand where they are and what help they need. How to choose a career path. Are you a school leaver? Are you even in secondary school and this is your concern? You're worried sick. Oh, what do I become after school? What path do I choose? Are you a mother? You're concerned about this for your child. That's what we'll be considering today. Now, before I go into the topic, I would like to share a couple of stories, okay? I'll talk about myself and a few persons that I can talk about. All right, so let's start with me. Now, Before I left the university, I already learned a skill. Okay, I already learned a skill, and I was passionate about it. I It was something that I loved doing naturally. I could jump on it anytime. Okay, I learned the skill and I loved the skill, and I also realized that there was this natural flow of this thing from within, and I thought, okay, this is something I can do. Now, by the time I realized, because before I got into the university, of course, I wanted to be a medical doctor. Like most of us wanted to be and still want to be. But while I was preparing, during preparation for the university, I realized that that passion started going down. I started thinking about it. Why do I really want to be a medical doctor? Why do I want to study medicine? I noticed there was no natural flow for it. There was no natural attraction. Probably it was just the name. Maybe. Maybe it was just the name. Ah, Ruth, medical doctor. Dr. Ruth. Something like that, okay? I'm sure some of us can relate to what I'm saying. A lot of us can relate to this. So probably the name, because when I sat down to think about the whole reason why I wanted to study medicine, it was not connecting with my passion at all. And I didn't think it was something I personally could do for a long term. So I had to reconsider. I had to do a critical thinking. I had to sit down and analyze my passion. What do I really want to do with my life? What do I really want to achieve? What can I really do? I had to sit down and ask myself those questions a couple of times. And I noticed that what was really driving me was my passion. And what was this passion? The skill I had learned, that I had gained mastery over, that I could do at ease. And I was already enjoying it. And funny enough, I was already earning from it. Meaning I was already having the ability to monetize that skill. So I was like, okay, what else do I need? I think I can build on this. And when I realized that it was actually looking too late, like some of us think right now, it was actually looking too late for me, but I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision, and I went back to write WAEC again because I had to choose another career path that aligned with my passion. I had to go back. I first of all looked within me. What can I do? What's that thing? Because for me, I didn't want a situation where after graduation, I would learn. Okay, I didn't want a situation where I would go to school, learn a course, and then after graduation, I'm doing something totally different. For me, I know a lot of persons have that scenario. It worked out fine for them, cool. But for me personally, I didn't want a situation where I'd go to school, study medicine, and then when I'm done, I'm now doing something totally different. For me, I felt it was a waste of my time because I didn't even get into school on time. So I would feel like it was a waste of time for me. I just wanted something that I could just hit on and do so well on, graduate. There is no time to waste. Graduate, build on it, and run with it. That was all I wanted, okay? And I wasn't ready for the try and error. So I had to look within me. What is that thing I can do? What is that thing I can work with? And I noticed it was the skill I had learned. So I had to go back and then aligned my courses to what I felt I could do. And I've had a couple of persons like that. Now, we once had a friend in school. His father wanted him to do medicine, but he didn't want to do medicine. But because of the pressure from his father, he had to oblige to do medicine. But trust me, it wasn't funny. 5 or how many years in school as a medical student was a struggle for him. Yes, he was intelligent, so he could adapt to the system, and he didn't do so bad. All right, he wanted to please his father, and he chose to do medicine for the number of years without passion, without interest, without drive, just to please his dad. And after graduation, The next thing that boy did was to hand over the certificate to his father and went back to do what he really wanted to do. And for me, I felt that was a waste of years. Trust me, if he had used that number of years to do what he actually loved or wanted to do, probably he would have gone far by then. But it wasn't too late to make the right decision, however. And we also have some persons who obliged to what their parents wanted them to do, or their friends. And along the line, they grew to love it. Yes, we've had people that, I didn't want to do this, but I'm actually on it and I'm beginning to like it, and they fit into it. And we also had some persons who went on with it, and after a while, they didn't actually drop it, but they had to add their passion to it. Okay, so these things work in different ways. How do you choose your career? Yes, you were to school already. How did you choose your career path? I could remember how the idea of medicine came. Yes, I know my mom wanted me to be a medical doctor, and I had always fancied it. The doctor thing, that's, we grew up with this myth that if you're not a medical student, you're not an engineering student, you're not in one of any of these professional courses, you're likely not anyone, or you likely not amount to much in the society. We grew up with that mindset. We grew up with such orientation, sorry to say. And it made us scared. Everybody wanted to be a medical student because we all felt medicine was the way out. That's where you get a job after school. Engineering students are the ones that will be attended to after school. Every other course is not important. That was the idea we had. And of course, not everyone is going to be a doctor. Not everyone can be a doctor. And a lot of us fell off. In fact, we had scenarios where you, after writing JAM, thriving to become a medical student, the university decided to choose a career for you by giving you a course that your score was worth, because you couldn't meet up medicine, and that wasn't your thing. All right. So how did you choose your career path? Was it out of pressure from your parents? Your mom wants to do this. And it's a cry out to our parents. Please, let's help our children get this right. Some of them are actually struggling in school. They might not be able to tell you, but they're actually not doing what they ought to do. Yes, there is no wrong in guarding a child. But when it comes to us totally influencing this decision of career path without finding out if that is actually what they should be doing or what God wants them to do, then we're not helping them. And for some of you, are you there because your friends wanted to? All your friends are medical students. So you just have to be a medical student to be in the clique. Is that why you want to be there? Why did you choose the course? Or why are you intending to choose the course to study? Oh, did you hear that this particular course, when you graduate, you will have lots of job, you will not struggle? Is that the reason why you're going for that? So I'm asking, why are you choosing that course? So very quickly, let's look at how to choose a path. I had done a couple of videos on this, and I will still put them out. Why is the question that I want us to be reflecting on as we continue. Now, how do I choose a career path? I'm just graduating from university, from secondary school. I have written JAM. I'm trying to get into the university, or I'm even in my year 1, and I'm still not clear. All right, I'm still not clear. I tell a lot of persons, if you even catch this thing right and you've started, there's no wrong in going back. Some persons will say it's too late. There's no wrong in going back. I'm going to be touching that when we go down the session. All right? For you that it's still early, probably you've written JAM, you didn't get it right. Please, by all means, go back. I just shared a story about myself that I had to go back to rewrite WAEC. You see a 15, 14, 16-year child saying, I can't go back, I can't. Wow, you're still young. You have time on your side. You can go back and rewrite JAM if you eventually realize that you picked a course that does not align to your passion, to your value, to your purpose, and you don't think it's something you can sustain Why endure? Like while I was in school, I saw persons struggling to graduate. And when you ask them, they'll tell you it's the course. It's the course they were given. They are not even proud of it. Why? We're not supposed to endure life. That's not how God made it. We're supposed to live life to the fullest. We're supposed to enjoy life, all right? Not endure it. We're not supposed to endure life. So you're currently in the university and you're studying a course. And this is for our undergraduates. And I will stretch this because I had friends that had this struggle. Some of them graduated poorly. Some of them, they lost their self-esteem even in school. All right, we can fix this. Now, if you realize you're in year one, you're in year two, and you're studying a course that probably you were given because you didn't meet up to the quota for the one you wanted, or you were pressured into, and you realize somehow that this is not working for you, please, by all means, fix this. If you need to go back to rewrite JAM, you have all the time. It's never too late to make a change. It's never too late to be productive. It's never too late to do something that would cause a transformation. It's your life we're talking about. So that you don't end up with like some of them that after school they just abandon everything. You see someone who studied what do I say now? Engineering. Oh, that's on the extreme. Let's just say a random course. Maybe someone who studied accounting or law. I've even seen someone studying engineering working in the bank. I'm not even talking about teaching, because in the teaching sector we have a lot of them, and sometimes it's because of the lack of job availability. I could understand that, but do not be like one of some of them that would go through 4 years in school, 5 years enduring a course. So if you've already made that wrong decision, please, you can make it right. What do I mean? Go back and write JAM if you have to. Go back and write any exams you need to that would cause the switch, and do what you need to do to make the right choice. It's not too late to do that. It's better it's corrected than you keep regretting. I still have people that are close to me up to date still saying, I wish I wished I studied medicine. I wished I switched. That was the mistake I made. I wished. Please don't end up like them. You still have time. You're in year two. It's not too late. Except you don't have the means, or except time is not on your side. But if you're still a young person and you're sure that this is not what you want to do, you just ended up there, by all means, we can fix that. All right. Now, for the second category of persons, let's say you've gone too far. You've tried your best to endure that course year one, year two, year three, and then you've finally graduated. Sometimes most of these categories of persons graduate poorly because they struggle to understand. The mindset is already down because that's not what you wanted to do, and you're struggling to study to understand. It's not just connecting, and you tried your best to endure the whole thing for the number of years you spent in school, and then you graduated from it. Now, this is my next advice before I start going to share how to practically pick a career course, your career, your course. Let me just say this to this set of persons, because lately I've been trying to tackle questions for those categories of persons. Now, are you someone that have graduated and what you study is not what you're proud of? In fact, you don't mind throwing it away and then starting something that would give you make you feel you have essence to life. Are you such persons? Let me encourage you tonight. There is nothing like there's no such thing as a worthless course. There's no such thing. Every course has a potential to make you someone of greatness. Every course. It depends on the perspective you're coming from. So what did you study? Jumpology? Fishery? What are those funny courses we study in school? English, statistics, um, a lot of them that people term to be unimportant, irrelevant. Like these courses are just for people that are not knowledgeable. Sometimes they rate you by your course. They just look at you and say, this one is not very smart, okay? This one is not so intelligent. So those courses we think are menial courses that are not so important. The truth is, there is no such thing as an unimportant course. Every course is important. I can show you how to build wealth, how to become a person of value, how to become a person, a great person with that course you study that everyone was looking down on. I can show you how to do that. So I want to encourage you, if you're among such category of persons that have graduated but did not feel fulfilled because of your choice of career or course, I want to encourage you and tell you tonight that we can make out something right. Trust me. We can make out something amazing. I'm not talking about management. We can make out something so amazing, admirable from that course you thought was nothing. And I'll be showing you that in the next video. So quickly, so that we don't spend much time, this session is supposed to last for about 30 to 40 minutes so we can take questions. So let's quickly list out the ways we can choose. First thing you need to do in choosing a career path for our young persons, reflect on your interests. Reflect on your interests. What activities do you enjoy doing? Start from within. I always tell people, when it comes to the issue of making a choice for your career, your course, start with the known. You might not know a lot about that course because you've never been in the university, but you know a lot about what you can do. So let's begin with the known. We can now move to the unknown. That is how it works. All right. So start with your interest. You might not know anything. I know during that seminar I had last year for young persons, a number of them were in attendance and it was a virtual class. So they had to drop questions after it. I got a lot of questions from people asking, how do I do? I'm a science student. How do I this? How do I that? I didn't feel like this. I didn't feel like that. And I was like, wow. If these persons are not guarded, they are really going to make a very wrong decision as it concerns their career. All right. So start from within. What is that thing you love doing? I don't know what medicine is about. I don't know what the course is about. I don't know if I can flow with it. You don't know anything. Let's say you don't know anything. What is the first thing you should do? I want to go to the university. What course should I study? The first thing to do to answer that question is to reflect on your interest. So are you about writing JAM? Are you writing WAEC? Are you preparing for university? Are you running a pre-degree program to get into the university? Or are you in year one? You've already started. Check your interest. What are the activities you like doing? Do you like writing? Do you enjoy designing? Do you enjoy problem solving? Do you enjoy counseling people? Do you enjoy fixing things? Do you enjoy helping people? What do you love doing that people often come to you for? That can be your strength. That can be your passion. We can start from there. You see, the problem is, like I said, because of this myth we grew up with, that we felt there are courses that are important, there are courses that are not important. We downplay on these things. And trust me, show me anyone that is amount to something, I will show you someone that knew their passion and pursued it. We cannot eradicate the place of passion because most of the times that's what keeps you. Even in that course you want to study, if you do not have interest and passion in it, you will endure it. That's why we have dropouts. When they get to the point where they can no longer contain that, they leave. So passion is very important. And you that is starting off now, you can start it. Imagine I got this early. You can start up right. Start up with your passion. There's nothing as interesting as doing what you love doing. You will do it well. You will feel fulfilled. You will give your best to it. Yes, you can. You can start a career from your interest and passion. So look inside of you. What's that thing you really enjoy doing? Everybody comes to you for, Ruth, can you do this for me? Like I used to share when I was in the university, a lot of persons often come to me for jobs. And I used to be surprised. Trust me, from year one, people like, Ruth, please can you help me get the job? Because I was working while in school. I learned a skill before I gained admission. So I was working during my lecture free days. I work, I go to schools to teach diction because I was trained on it. Okay. So because I was working, some persons felt maybe this girl has one or two connections. So I don't know what their thoughts were, but I was surprised seeing my classmates, friends, people that are older, younger, coming to me to ask me to help them get a job. Some would give me CVs to look for jobs for them, and I was doing my best. But I sat down to think about that once, and I was like, really? So people look at me this way. So what are those things people come to you for? And you can do them easily. That is one step you need to take in getting it right and choosing your career. So first thing, reflect on your interests. The next thing is to identify your strength. Identify your strength. Now, I'm not downplaying the place of building capacity. Yes, that's not where I'm coming from. But identify your strength. Now, you will see someone who has no business whatsoever with a particular course or subject, yet he is bent on studying a course that has that subject as a priority when it comes to passing that course. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. For example, you want to study engineering and you have no interest and business with mathematics because it has never been your thing. Or you want to study accounting. You had no business with accounting. You want to become an accountant, but you struggled with accounting. You struggle with physics and chemistry, but you're insisting on becoming an engineering student. How can that work? And that's why we have people in school. We had lots of funny classmates. Some of them copied their way through school. What would you amount to in society? How would you end up after school? We're looking at getting it right. And for you, getting it right on time. Okay? So, what is your strength? Except you're ready to put in the work. Except you're ready to put in the work. Let's say you chose a course because you have passion and interest for it, but you know you have some lapses in some of the subjects and you're ready to learn. That's a different thing. That's why I said I'm not downplaying the place of building capacity. Of course, we need to grow. Where you are in phase 1 shouldn't be where you are in phase 2. So there's a place of growing, improving, and getting better. But I'm not talking about when you know, if I had to tell myself this truth, but sometimes a part of me keeps saying, but maybe you could have tried. But maybe you could have tried. But a part of me kept saying, are you sure you can do medicine? You can't stand the smell of drugs. You can't stand the smell of, you can't even stand the sight of seeing an injury or blood or all of that. For me, and I felt like no, I can't do this thing. But outside that, I just didn't connect with that. I just didn't. So what is your strength? Look at your strength. What are those things you can do? And the ones you know you cannot do, don't tempt yourself. What are the things you are naturally good at? Write them down. Yes, we're trying to get a career course. You're trying to choose a career for you. First thing is, do you need to do, like I said, is reflect on your interests. Write them down. Identify your strength. Write them down. I can naturally do this. I can naturally talk to people. Like my passion, just come and tell me your problem. Give me time to listen to you. Give me time to listen to you. And give me the few minutes to just download all your problems and I'll start talking. I knew that was my strength. My strength was here in my mouth. And I told myself, oh, so when I go to school and study medicine, what happens to my passion? What happens to my passion? And that's what a lot of us struggle with. you end up picking a career path that does not align with your passion. Your mind is still there. Let me be very practical with this now. You see someone studying medicine. I'll always use these professional courses now. Someone studying medicine, and the person has a flair for writing or for speaking. Now, while growing up, you've seen that that's your interest, that's your passion. To a great extent, you have a good ability in it. You see yourself talking, you can host a program, you can speak at events, and you can pull the crowds. You have that flow. That's your passion. And then along the line, I don't know how the medicine came in, but you decided to become a medical student. Now, sometimes we see scenarios where these persons struggle to pull these two ends together, because sometimes what happens is the passion takes hold of us more. On most cases, that was what happened to me. Okay, my passion was more for my skill, the skill I had learned, than the career I wanted to do. And I had to tell myself the truth. If I go ahead to choose this career that does not connect with my passion, I will struggle, because a part of me will be yearning for that passion. I want to sing. I always want to go out for events. Sorry, I want to speak. I want to hold shows. I want to speak at events. And a part of me is telling me, you're a medical student. You will fail if you don't read. If you don't read, you will fail. You have exams to write. And then I'm trying to balance my life to connect two poles that cannot be together. And we've had people that struggled like that. Yes, there are some careers that allows you to align some other things to it. Yes. Some careers allow you to align some other things to it, and they work. Like my own course, you can do lots of things under it and connect them somehow, and you're fine. Your academics is not suffering, your passion is not suffering. All right. So, point number 2, like I said, identify your strength. I have to tell myself my strength is in my speaking. I cannot do a course that will make me do something outside speaking, because I would not be able to focus fully on it. That was the truth I told myself. So everything I will or should be studying in school should connect me in a way to speaking. And that was why I had to go back to write WAEC, to go and study mass communication that would give me a platform to really showcase my passion, improve and develop it for professionalism and excellence. And trust me, I love what I do. I am not under pressure. Even while I was in the university, I was still doing my speaking jobs, and I was learning a course, linguistics and mass communication, that aligns with my passion, and there was no distraction. I felt fulfilled. I felt focused. I just wanted to give it my whole best. I couldn't just wait to graduate and see what this whole thing is all about. How I can build a brand around it, how I can excel with it, how I can do a lot of things with it. Why? Everything was aligned. Okay? Now the third thing is, you must explore your values while choosing a career path. You must explore your values. What is important to you? What is important to you? What is important to you? Do you just want to make money? All right, in choosing a career, like I said before, are you doing that course because they told you this job, this course, then they pay well, oh, like when you graduate, you have lots, you will not look for money. And sometimes it doesn't end up that way, because they don't tell you the whole truth. They don't tell you the complete truth. So when you graduate and say, wow, is this not the same course? There are medical students that are teaching. There are engineering students that are teaching. Some don't even have jobs. So sometimes it's not about that. That's not totally true. All right? So what is more important to you? What is more important to you? Is it the money? Is it working? Is it a work-life balance? What do you actually want? Is it helping others? Is it being creative? Is it exploring options? What is important to you? When you know what is important to you, you will sit down and make the right choice, looking at that preference. What is important to you? I've heard some medical students, when I ask them, why you're a medical student, say, I just love helping others. In fact, a number of medical students will tell you the same thing. Students, I'm not talking about, even some of them that are already doctors now, but from university, just meet a medical student and ask them, why did you choose medicine? Why are you a medical student? I just love to help others. I don't want people to suffer. Some of them, their own passion was drawn out of experience. Probably they watched a loved one die and no one was attending to them and they swore never to see that. What is important to you? That would also fuel your passion. That will also give you a direction. All right? Good. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how to align. Now, first thing I've talked about how to start the choice making by looking inside of you, knowing your values, knowing what works, knowing your strength. All right. Now, when you found that,